We is here. We is back. Just give me a couple of seconds to kind of post this in the chat. Oh, that kind of round a little bit. No, it didn't. That's just me being an ignorant bastard right now. But yeah, sweating predictions with your boy Keith Sweats. It's week number 2. Week number 1 was very eventful. Kind of got a lot of games played late. Cool. Kudos to y'all. As you see, we already got one game played on the board. Uh, I know I got a shout out last week for a prediction I got wrong. I can't even tell you whether I predicted him to win or not, but Panthers told me told my prediction to basically suck it. But it was entertaining though. Hey, my job is just to be entertaining, dog. You know, we really don't invest too much in the actual predictions. It's really based on who I think is going to win. Now the score is just cute. Now who I want to win, that's just that's the prediction of who was going to win. But kicking it off, Browns Chicago. Even though I had the Browns winning, I probably would have been more of a score of 31-14. But as you see, put out a dub against the Bears in the Windy City. So moving on, next we got the Bengals and the Texans. That vicious front four and that high flying offense of the Bengals against the Texans. He's starting to kind of prove himself as somebody who can compete with everybody, and I'm talking about the Bengals at that. So I think he can pull away with this win, 28-17, 28-17. Let's go. Next, you got your oh my god game of the week. Oh my god, I'm looking forward to this game so bad. You got Gang versus Scooby Snacks. An aggressive offense versus an aggressive defense, and somebody who knows how to keep tempo, somebody who knows how to take you out of your tempo. But when it comes to who's actually going to win this game, it just depends on the turnover battle. Who can create the most turnovers, and whoever does that. Because I know Scooby is also a great defensive person, and Gang thinks a lot on offense. So it just comes down to whoever makes the most mistakes on offense, which I think will end up being Gang. I think he just might beat him by one in the turnover battle, but that one just might end up being a very interesting one. So I can easily see this game end up being like 27-21, Scooby's way. Next, you got Colts and Jags. Man, this AFC South race. Hopefully this year is a lot more competitive. Rooting for all of y'all to be at least a 10-16, maybe. I don't know. I'm just talking side piece out of my mouth right now. But who I think is going to win this matchup is going to be Kyle. I think he can bounce back with this one this year, kind of considering that he probably is a little bit more focused. Again, Kyle, family's in my prayers though. But if you do end up playing, I think you'll end up winning this one. I would say about 24-21. I just think it's by a field goal, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, but I can see you pull away this one. Next you got the Raiders and Ravens. An interesting matchup for Rome if Rome ever replies and stop chasing these women, because we know these hoes ain't loyal. But I got the Ravens winning this one for sure, for sure. Uh, I think that he can definitely put up some offensive stylings against Jerome and his somewhat defense, and I think that score can probably end up being about 27, 27-14. 27-14 is my final score. As you see, we get the force for Mish. Again, Patriots dog, you and my prayers dog. Hope everything is getting better. Uh, Next we have, oh my god, I'm gonna personally sit here and watch this one because the heated rivalry between these two is just funny because the way that Cowboys talks down on Giants and the Giants doesn't talk at all. It's just kind of like a matchup between one person, and that will be Cowboys. But nonetheless, this is gonna be an interesting matchup. They always put up their best, regardless of the fact. I think that high flying offense of Giants, and apparently that he throws so many posts that it's kind of ridiculous because he's supposed to be, losing to him. Word on word play action. Yeah, I can see the Giants coming away with this one. Not easily, but it's definitely gonna be a little bit tougher. I can see this score end up being 30-20. Giants way. I still don't think that he has a formula to figure out. OBJ, but again, nonetheless, he'll find a way. Next, we got the Panthers and the Saints. I see Reggie is back on his not terror, but he's starting to shape into the Reggie we all known from previous Maddens. And I know the Panthers basically told me to that my prediction was off. Hey, I think I had you win the last week, if that counts for anything. I tell you that. But do I think I feel like you're gonna win against Reggie? Uh, it's gonna be a little bit challenging. It's definitely it's gonna be an interesting matchup. And if y'all stream, I'm definitely watching it. But I got Reggie winning this one. I just think that the experience of him and knowing him, I think he could pull it off to be 24 to 20 Saints way. Next we got Ben and Cody, two commissioners going at it. Uh, no doubt, Seahawks is still a strong team in this league. Granted, letting go of their future Hall of Famers and kind of cornerstones of this team. But at the same time, Cody is an up and coming, you know, person to be a force. Not really a force, but somebody who can prove they can make the playoffs every year. But I think in this matchup, think I can take Ben in this one, even though Cody also has a strong defense. I think Ben might try to control the game through the run game and then get some stops on defense to kind of neutralize that Tennessee offense. But I see this final score end up being about 23 to 17. 23 to 17. Uh, Next we got Jeff versus Dolphins. Frank versus Jeff. Uh, no doubt. I think Dolphins might run away with this one. I think everybody knows at this point that it's all about trying to stop. It's all about trying to stop. All about trying to stop that deep pass from Jeff. And if you can stop the deep ball, you kind of have a chance at winning in a sense. But everything could be different. Everything is definitely a different thing. But I think that Frank can kind of pull this one out, grab it out of his hat to be 26 to 19, which is an odd score. I just feel like there's going to be some missed field goals if you ask me. Next we got Denver and Redskins. Uh, I got Denver in this one. I think he's very competitive against a lot of people and just is in a tough division to kind of like not really make the playoffs every year with Deontay and Tristan. But I know for a fact he can finish third in the division every year. No shade to Jerome, but you could definitely finish third. But I think this game you not definitely got this one, but you can definitely make it one of your own. And I can see this score end up being about 22 to 17. 22 to 17. So next we got Jets and the Buccaneers. Jets and the Buccaneers. Blake, no doubt, still trying to contend in that NFC South early on to kind of prove that he was supposed to win it last year because I know he felt a certain way about that. Man, if y'all actually play, I got Jets in this one, Joby. I just think that his offensive stylings can sometimes be a little bit undermatched and overmatched at the same time. But I think he can kind of prove to be the winner in this bout. I think this will end up being about 21 to 14, 21 to 17. Next, we got the Packers and the Lions. Two high-flying offenses in the same damn division. How unique. But as been proven, you got to stop Kaya in order for you to stop that offense. And so far, only few have proven that. Or you just got to simply outscore them, which, again, you're going to be in a scoring bout if you do that. But I think Aaron is the right person to kind of contend with that offense and basically trying to keep up in pace. But again, you can't slow down that dynamic offense at all for whatsoever unless you really got the team to do so. So I think that the Lions could pull this one out of his hat, and it's gonna be a high scoring game at that of 38 to 31. Your second, oh my God, game of the week goes to myself and Box. Uh, let's not do that. Man, it's never an easy matchup playing Box. I beat him last year in the regular season, but he came back and beat me in the NFC Conference Championship, which matters the most. You can win in the regular season, but if you don't win in the postseason, that win becomes null and void. So, man, I really want to give a score prediction for this one though, but I think I got Box in this one, dog. I just think that any given night we can have each other's numbers, but it just depends on who creates the more turnovers. Like whoever create more turnovers and just force bad throws, I think that person will just end up winning. But I just don't have a score prediction for right now. But I think Box I think he's definitely developed my number over the last few games that we've played. But going into the next one, your third, oh my God, game of the week, my favorite. Oh my God, my favorite. Chargers and the Chiefs, Tristan and Deontay, no doubt, man. You got the track team against the skilled man. You know, Deontay can damn near work on anything that is on his team. Tristan can draft really anything on his team. Just needs a lot of first round picks in the process. No shade, no tea. But man, I think that Deontay is going to take this one, honestly, because I feel like they're going to both win on the road against each other in these two matchups. But I think Deontay can run away with this one. About 27 to 21 also. I just think that, sometimes the speed kills, and in this case, it can kill you out of a win. So for right now, I got Deontay in this one. And last but not least, Cardinals and the Rams. You see, they played already. But I already had Caleb winning this one. And surprisingly, my score prediction was going to be 31 to 7. But I was close. It was 38 to 14. They just scored an extra touchdown. And I watched that game personally myself, and it was a lot closer than what the score indicated. At one point, uh, the Rams was up 14 to 10, if I can remember correctly. And then that offense just kind of got out of hand for Caleb, and he kind of reared it right on back to a W for Arizona. But he's, for right now, first in the division with a 2-0. But there you have it. Sweating predictions for week 2. Catch me next week. We got this done a little bit late. But I'm pretty tired at night. That's probably why I didn't do it last night. But I guarantee to probably get it to you the night of or the morning of. Definitely one or the other. But peace and blessings. Y'all stay blessed and highly favored. Keep sweat out because there's nobody like me.